Hold on. Y'all mad that Bill Cosby is free, but y'all not mad enough to give the money back that he gave y'all. Okay. Let's talk. Let's talk about this. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. We be here in a second. What's up? Here at Art on Decks, we highlight and break down all things creative in the culture, in hopes for you to learn from. All right, yeah. So today's story we got I was watching an interview from Dr. Boyce Watkins, Your Black Wealth channel, I think it's called. Check out the channel, dope channel. And he interviewed Bill Cosby spokesperson. What's the big homie's name? His name is Andrew Wyatt. And he mentioned that this whole, not the whole thing started, but a lot of this started when Bill Cosby and his wife Camille had put their art collection on loan at the Smithsonian, and the Washington Post basically degraded the whole collection. So today we want to find out, why did the Washington Post degrade black art in the Smithsonian on loan from Bill Cosby? Let's break that down. All right, cool. Let's break this thing down real quick. I researched. I think it said something about a 50-year anniversary of the Smithsonian, and it happened around November 9th, 2016. And I'm not sure if the Smithsonian itself been running for 50 years, but maybe that department. So we have to double check that stuff. But the title of this show in 2016 that the Cosbys were putting on is called Conversations, African and African American Artworks and Dialogue. Cool concept, cool title. It was basically, since the Cosby Show, jazz, visual art, basically black art, basically what Art on Dex is. They've been promoting that since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Been real big. You know what I'm saying? The black art situation. And this show was has never been seen before, as far as like a lot of these pieces, unless you know them personally and came to their house. A lot of this artwork, this priceless artwork from these brilliant black visual artists, nobody's seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like for decades upon decades. So it's definitely a dope concept, right? Now, what's significant about this story, and why is it important? I went through some of this. Well, I realized some of this stuff too from my own journey going through the art world. It really just shows some of the many hurdles we face as black artists in America. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to black artists in America, Najee, Dorsey, and the whole team over there. Seen you on Art Basel a few years ago, and we'll hook up again. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this really like proves, like, even like when you're on a level of Bill Cosby or whatever, like the system itself is crazy, is wicked, and we have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just be out here just like lollygagging, just being like quote unquote regular. Like it's a lot of stuff out here trying to just hold you back. Okay, so my personal experience with that is when I first got into the art game, when I was doing my book, The Art Album, link right here. I came from the music world, right? So I'm in the studio working with Rough Riders, but I love visual art. It's all the same thing. It's not separate, whatever. But growing up, I was more into the visual arts, whatever. Then as I got older, and just the neighborhood you was in, it became about music, whatever. I had this concept to put a book together to show that hip hop was art as well, was high, was art, was high in art. So had a dope concept, hit up a few people, and it kind of gave me like a background on who's who, what's what, and had a nice list. So I'm doing my thing. I got interviews from Russell Simmons, like this big like of course everybody in hip hop, Jadakiss, Gucci Man, Fabulous, everybody at the time. This is about 10 years ago. I'm killing it. I'm doing my thing, and I'm out going to galleries every Thursday, every Saturday, and I'm putting a book together. I'm networking, and it's coming along great. Like it was like a snowball effect. You know what I'm saying? Once I got certain artists on board, it got a lot easier. Just like anything else, whatever, right? But then when I'm starting doing like the politics about, trying like selling the book, marketing the book, working with other institutions and brands to kind of, do it together, you start seeing, basically what I learned was this whole high-end art or fine art world, whatever, is white people highlighting other white people. You know what I'm saying? Like I first came in, I thought it was like about like the actual aesthetics and this person's skills is better than that person. Look how they draw this, look how they paint this, and look at the details and all that. Not about that though. So I have some other personal stories I'll probably talk about later on. But basically what I find out, and it took me 3 years to find out that the game is rigged. Like you going in there thinking everything is equal, and the game is rigged. It's people who are it's a microcosm of America. It's just the same exact thing. You may get in there and be like, yo, I got this dope artist I found from over here, and I want to bring him and show you some of his work. And he could paint like whatever God you believe in. And it's like, their money wants to go to, one, they want to make money, that's true. But then it's also who they would rather have in that seat. You know what I'm saying? I've seen artists, and some of them I was actually cool with too, where most of the cool artists are inspired by the shit that comes from the street. You know what I'm saying? Shepard Fairey, whoever you want to talk about, whatever, right? They're inspired from this hip hop shit, this black shit, whatever. And then, but they don't want that person from there. They have another person come from there who takes the concepts and the culture of it, and they'll put them in there. And you'll see some people like, yo, this dude is trash. This is just like, is this music, movies? It's literally the same thing. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna mention any personal names, but Shepard Fairey's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about him. But he's definitely influenced from this hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? But then you do have to wonder, like, all right, when he did his thing, right, which is inspired by us, street art, graffiti, whatever the case is, and then he gets all these other, Obama helped him out a lot with the whole thing, whatever, and he took it and ran with it. But then when he goes into fashion and this, he like, yo, like, so how, like, you just, that white privilege, you is definitely real, right? But there's other artists who not even, I don't even want to say halfway, less than halfway talented than Shepard Fairey, and you be like, this dude is getting all the acclaim. Like, it's because they know him, they want to know him, they like that person, and it's just the same thing. So after about a few years of just being in that world, I realized, like, you're gonna have to do it yourself. You're gonna have to build your own system. You know what I'm saying? You can't go, like, it's worse than the music game. You know what I'm saying? Music, at least we have like enough part of the culture, almost like, say, like the NBA. We don't own it, right? But it's enough players where they kind of could band together to kind of force their will on certain situations. So that's kind of how hip hop is a little bit. And plus, we got the independent game of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But with the fine art, I don't like saying the term fine art, but it's kind of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, now that we know that exists, what the hell do we do about it, right? All right, first thing we do is this. Stop validating these racist institutions. Simple thing to do. You hate your public education? Pull your kid out of public school. You hate the Oscars? pull yourself out of the Oscars. You hate the Grammys, take yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop validating these made up institutions that actually need you to actually exist. You know what I'm saying? And then look for if you want validation, look for that from your own culture, from your own people. Let's create some of these things. If you want some applause and whatever, create it myself. You know what I'm saying? But just take the power out of them. And like, shout out to The Weeknd. I think he still boycotted the Grammys, where he's like, you can't even nominate me. You can't even say I'm nominated. That's what we gotta do. We gotta just remove yourself from it, so to the point where it looks silly that you're not involved on their end. Like, damn, you don't even. This guy got a great piece of art, and you can't even put him. You know what? This award show not even real. You see what I'm saying? But we have to do it together. It can't be one person. And another thing we could do is help build up other brands who don't subscribe to this, and hopefully we can start building these institutions that we want. You know what I'm saying? So start doing what we're doing right here at this platform. You become the owner of these institutions and stop being a slave to them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so help build up these brands and then create that system you want.